In the intricate tapestry of human connections, where trust weaves its delicate threads, one must tread carefully, for even the closest of bonds can unravel into betrayal. This narrative unfolds against the backdrop of Sydney, Australia, where Renee Marsden's life story is etched in the annals of both love and loss. Raised amidst the nurturing embrace of Teresa and Mark Marsden, alongside her three brothers, Renee's childhood was a symphony of warmth and familial affection. Yet it was her relationship with her mother, Teresa, that resonated with a unique harmony, a bond described as an unyielding connection between two kindred souls. Teresa often spoke of Renee as a beacon of kindness, joy, and gentleness, a spirit unblemished by life's harsher edges. In the vibrant years of her youth, at the tender age of 18, Renee embarked on her professional journey as a hairdresser and administrative assistant at a local salon. It was here, amidst the hum of hairdryers and the chatter of clients, that she crossed paths with Angus, a colleague whose presence initially went unnoticed. But as the sands of time shifted, Angus found himself ensnared by the allure of love, courageously unveiling his heart to Renee, only to discover his affections were reciprocated. Their romance blossomed, a tapestry woven with dreams of a shared future. Yet, the fragility of their union was laid bare when Angus, with a heavy heart, confessed his deception. He admitted to using Renee as a placeholder, unready for the commitment she sought, his eyes wandering toward others. This revelation shattered her world, casting her dreams into disarray and plunging her into a solitude wrapped in despair. She retreated from the vibrancy of life, seeking solace in the confines of her own grief. Amidst this turmoil, Renee found solace in her steadfast friend from high school, Camilla Zidane. Despite their divergent paths, Camilla stood as a pillar of support, determined to guide Renee through the shadows of heartbreak. Camilla, in her wisdom, suggested a potential suitor, a man named Braden Spodier, her own former love. Though her relationship with Braden had faltered, Camilla believed he embodied the qualities that could reignite Renee's spirit. Initially hesitant, Renee's heart, still tender from past wounds, slowly opened to the possibility of love anew. Braden, an enigmatic figure, captured her imagination through the digital threads of text messages, their connection flourishing in the absence of physical presence. Despite never meeting face-to-face, their conversations resonated with the profound intimacy often reserved for soulmates. Braden, a graduate of the illustrious Royal Academy, hailed from a lineage of affluence, his family helming a thriving construction empire. As Renee's mother, Teresa, examined Braden's background, the narrative of Renee Marsden serves as a poignant reminder of the complexities inherent in human relationships. It is a testament to the dual nature of trust and betrayal, where the light of love can quickly be eclipsed by the shadows of deceit. In this ever-turning world, we are reminded that the heart's journey is both perilous and profound, a dance between vulnerability and resilience. In the tapestry of human relationships, the intertwining paths of Braden and Renee seemed destined for harmony. Their shared passions and aligned aspirations painted a portrait of perfect companionship. Yet beneath the surface of this seemingly idyllic connection lay the shadows of unspoken truths and concealed struggles. From the onset, Braden's elusive nature cast a subtle pall over their budding romance. His presence was marked by a pattern of unavailability, a series of excuses that kept them apart. The year was 2012, and as Renee embarked on a familial voyage across the seas, unreachable and isolated, the tides of fate turned. Upon her return, the news that reached her ears was both tragic and transformative. Braden had been entangled in a catastrophic motorcycle accident, a calamity that claimed the life of his close friend. The weight of culpability fell upon Braden as investigations unearthed his inattentive driving as the catalyst for the tragedy. The ensuing charges of vehicular manslaughter marked the beginning of a legal odyssey that Braden had hoped to shield from Renee's knowledge, fearing the revelation would sever their bond. Yet, as the gavel fell and a prison sentence of 2 years was decreed, Braden could no longer cloak the truth in shadows. Renee, though shattered by the gravity of the revelation, chose a path of unwavering loyalty and commitment. Her resolve was to stand by Braden, navigating the stormy seas of their relationship with steadfast determination. Within the confines of Goober Correctional Center, Braden found a lifeline in the form of a phone, a conduit through which he and Renee could nurture their connection. Their digital exchanges served as the foundation upon which they built dreams of a shared future. A wedding, a honeymoon, a life intertwined. Despite the barriers of incarceration, their communication thrived, buoyed by the hope of reunion. Braden's choices within the prison walls were guided by a singular desire: to be present for Renee's 21st birthday, to mark the occasion with newfound freedom. Renee, in turn, embraced the sacrifices required, her gaze fixed on the horizon of their future together. She envisioned a life unmarred by present tribulations, a testament to her belief in their enduring love. In the absence of physical proximity, gestures of affection transcended the limitations of confinement. Braden reached out with tokens of love, while Renee's steadfast heart resisted the allure of temporary comforts. Even as her friend Camilla expressed interest in bridging the gap left by Braden's absence, Renee's fidelity remained unshaken, her heart anchored to the promise of Braden's return. Yet, Camilla's persistent presence and inquiries cast a subtle complexity into Renee's world. The daily calls and probing questions added layers to the narrative of waiting and longing. As Renee navigated these intricacies, she held fast to the belief that love, though tested by time and circumstance, would ultimately prevail. In the symphony of life, the notes of Braden and Renee's journey are a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Their story, woven with threads of love and sacrifice, invites reflection on the nature of commitment and the enduring power of hope. As the chapters of their lives unfold, they remind us that even in the face of adversity, the heart's true compass remains unwavering. Her emotions were a turbulent sea as Camilla inundated Renee with messages, an outpouring of words that soon revealed a darker undercurrent. Camilla's demeanor shifted, her once friendly disposition clouded by jealousy. Renee's bonds with others, including her cherished time with her mother Teresa, became sources of contention. It was one evening that the floodgates truly opened. Camilla called Renee 54 times in a single night. Renee, weary of the incessant calls, confronted Camilla, labeling her behavior as excessive. Yet Camilla's response was devoid of remorse. Camilla's unexpected arrival at Renee's doorstep marked the beginning of a tempestuous encounter. An argument erupted, laden with harsh words that were uncharacteristic of a friend. In a moment of unexpected intensity, Camilla attempted to kiss Renee, only to be gently rebuffed, as Renee expressed her interest solely in men. Despite this, Camilla's persuasion led to a physical encounter that left Renee seeking solace in her mother, Teresa. Teresa, with the wisdom of a mother, made it unequivocally clear to Camilla that Renee had no interest in a same-sex relationship. They resolved to leave the incident behind, but Camilla's behavior continued to defy the bounds of friendship. Emails from Camilla, brimming with declarations of love and a desire for a committed relationship, painted a picture of a love unreciprocated. Threats to shadow Renee if she refused her advances only deepened the chasm. Renee, steadfast in her rejection, vowed to remain a supportive friend, hoping Camilla would eventually accept this reality. Teresa, concerned by the revelations, urged Renee to sever ties, assuring her that Camilla would eventually find solace elsewhere. Yet Renee hesitated, unwilling to sever the connection abruptly. Teresa advised a cautious approach, her instincts serving as a guiding light. Ultimately, Renee made the difficult decision to end the friendship, prioritizing her own well-being. This decision ignited a storm of emotions within Camilla, who pursued Renee with a fervor that refused to be quenched. Initially, Renee ignored Camilla's persistent attempts, but this tension spilled over into her relationship with Braden. Braden, unaware of the full extent of Renee's turmoil, pushed for a reconciliation with Camilla, unaware of the emotional toll it exacted on Renee. As hardships beset Braden, including his mother's diagnosis of a brain tumor and a violent incident in jail, Renee's resolve wavered. Teresa, ever the pillar of support, stood by her daughter, offering guidance. Yet as the complexities of her relationship with Braden unfolded, Renee began to see the influence as detrimental. She contemplated breaking away, seeking a path that would lead her to peace. In this intricate dance of relationships, where Emruth, sometimes the courage to walk away is the greatest testament to one's strength, a step towards healing and self-discovery. Media. The image, innocuous in its intent, inadvertently set off a chain reaction that would alter the course of her life. The reflection caught in the mirror was not just of Renee, but of a past she had thought she left behind. Unbeknownst to her, the tattoo she had once so proudly displayed became a symbol of unresolved emotions and lingering connections. As the photo circulated, it reached Braden, who saw in the inked design a reminder of their shared history. The sight of it rekindled old sentiments, stirring a brew of nostalgia and longing that he had struggled to suppress. His response was swift, reaching out to Renee with a message that was both a plea and a proclamation, a declaration of feelings that refused to be extinguished by time or circumstance. Renee found herself at a crossroads where the present and the past collided with the force of a storm. Ian, ever the understanding partner, sensed the turmoil within her and offered a sanctuary of support without demand or judgment. Yet the specter of Braden loomed large, casting shadows over her newfound happiness. In the ensuing weeks, Renee embarked on a journey of introspection, grappling with the complexities of love and loyalty. The tattoo, once a mark of defiance and independence, now served as a reminder of the intricate tapestry of human relationships, how they intertwine, unravel, and sometimes unexpectedly reweave. As Renee navigated this emotional labyrinth, she realized that closure is not the end, but a transformation. It is the acceptance of all that has been and the courage to embrace what is yet to come. In this realization, she found peace, not in the severance of ties, but in the delicate balance of past and present, where every choice is a brushstroke on the canvas of life. Thus, the story of Renee, Braden, and Ian transcends the mere details of personal drama. It becomes a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit to reconcile, forgive, and ultimately to love without reservation. For in the end, it is not the ink on our skin that defines us, but the indelible impressions left on our hearts. In the intricate tapestry of human relationships, the story of Renee, Braden, and Ian unfolds against a backdrop of suspicion and emotional turmoil. A seemingly innocuous discovery, a pair of men's shoes, ignited a tempest of jealousy within Braden, who accused Renee of infidelity. Despite her assurances that the shoes belonged to Ian, Braden's anger could not be quelled. His obsession led him to harass Ian, despite Renee's efforts to intervene. As time passed, Renee and Ian's bond deepened, culminating in a holiday engagement. Yet Braden's relentless interference cast a long shadow over their happiness. The situation reached a critical juncture when Ian issued an ultimatum. Renee must choose between him and Braden, whose release loomed in February. Torn between her past and her future, Renee chose to remain with Braden, convinced that he was her soulmate and yearning to mend their fractured relationship. Braden, meanwhile, confided in Renee about the expectations placed upon him by his father to take over the family construction business. Yet when Renee encouraged him to consider this opportunity, Braden lashed out, accusing her of materialistic motives and dismissing her concerns. He weaponized her past with Ian, manipulating her guilt to bind her to him in a cycle of emotional manipulation. Amidst this turmoil, Renee faced another personal struggle. Camilla, a friend whose presence had grown controlling and anxiety-inducing, was away in the United States. Seizing the chance to sever a toxic friendship, Renee sent a decisive message to Camilla, seeking distance and clarity. As February unfolded, Braden's communication waned, citing an impending hearing as the reason for his silence. Renee, isolated and vulnerable, reached out with heartfelt messages, clinging to the hope of reconnection. Her patience was met with a cold and indifferent reply, shattering her resolve. On the same day, a message from Braden to Teresa, Renee's mother, claimed that Renee was a danger to herself. This sparked a heartfelt conversation between mother and daughter, during which Renee assured Teresa that her relationship with Braden had ended, denying any threat to her well-being. In the end, Renee's journey is a poignant reminder of the complexities of love and loyalty. The human heart, caught between the past and the future, must navigate the turbulent waters of trust and betrayal, seeking solace in the quiet strength of self-discovery. In the shadowed corridors of uncertainty, Teresa found herself entwined in a web of concern and relentless hope. Her daughter Renee had sought solace in her mother's embrace, revealing the truth behind Braden's facade and assuring her safety. Yet as night descended on August 5th, 2013, Renee penned a poignant message to her mother, a tapestry of love and a plea for forgiveness. As Teresa's attempts to reach Renee went unanswered, a sense of dread took root. Desperate for answers, Teresa reached out to Camilla, an old acquaintance who echoed a similar unease. Together they followed a tenuous lead to the dwelling of Braden's sister, only to find it a dead end. With growing anxiety, Teresa alerted the authorities, setting in motion a search that would lead them to a desolate expanse of Watson's Bay. Here, Renee's vehicle lay abandoned, a silent sentinel amidst the wild landscape. Inside, relics of her affection were discovered: an unused cell phone, a card from Braden, and a collage of memories etched in dust, whispering, "I love you, Braden." The Marsden family, joined by relatives, converged upon Watson's Bay, their hearts heavy with the weight of uncertainty. Renee had last been seen in delicate black ballet shoes, a poignant image seared into their minds. As the police cordoned off the area, Teresa's calls to Braden went unanswered, her messages met with silence. Meanwhile, Renee's father, Mark, pursued his own path of inquiry, only to find no trace of Braden at the detention center where he was supposedly confined. He shared his suspicions with the police, who were already piecing together the fragments of Renee's final hours. The truth emerged through the unblinking gaze of a CCTV camera. Renee was captured walking alone to the edge of a precipice, climbing over a barrier meant to keep her safe. She paused, casting her gaze downward, before sending 3 final messages and consigning her phone to the churning sea below. In those moments, Renee followed, vanishing into the depths, her physical presence lost to the world forever. Her family was left to grapple with the unbearable void, the possibility of her absence, an ever-present ache. Attention turned to the enigma of her last communications. An investigation revealed a barrage of 91 unanswered texts sent to Braden before Renee's final journey to Watson's Bay. In an eerie twist, the responses she did receive bore a striking resemblance in tone and grammar, whether from Camilla or Braden. Their moods seemed to dance in tandem, a macabre duet of hostility and anger. As the Marsden family sought closure, they were left with a haunting question: who or what lay behind the facade of these final, cryptic messages? In the end, the echoes of Renee's story lingered, a testament to the profound complexity of human connection and the unfathomable depths of the human heart. In the shadowed corridors of human emotion and digital deception, a tale unfolds, revealing the intricate web spun by a single individual's deception. The digital footprints, although originating from disparate sources, trace back to one architect, Camilla. This revelation shattered the illusion of Braden, the fictitious persona entwined with Renee's heart. As the narrative unraveled, one of the final messages Renee received from the fabricated Braden severed their 18-month relationship, citing a need for space. This digital dagger plunged Renee into an abyss of despair, witnessed by her colleagues as she succumbed to an overwhelming emotional tempest. In the aftermath of this turmoil, Renee reached out with a brief 90-second call to the prison, a call believed to connect her to Braden. A subsequent search of Zidane's residence, under the scrutiny of a warrant, unearthed a cache of cell phones, a torn letter from Renee addressed to Braden, and a complete letter from Camilla expressing gratitude to Renee for introducing her to her soulmate, pledging future reciprocity. The facade continued to crumble as the man immortalized in photographs as Braden was revealed to be Cameron, an unwitting participant in this elaborate charade, his identity appropriated without consent. For the last 18 months of her life, Renee had been ensnared in the illusion of love, only to confront the devastating truth of Braden's non-existence on the day of her demise. Camilla, in a somber admission, confessed to the deception, having masqueraded as Braden to manipulate her closest friend. Yet the legal landscape of New South Wales at the time offered no recourse, as catfishing lay beyond the reach of the law, and with no financial exploitation involved, charges of fraud were inapplicable. Camilla's motivation was chillingly simple: amusement. In the year 2020, spurred by grief and a quest for justice, Renee's parents advocated for a renewed investigation into the circumstances surrounding their daughter's tragic end and Camilla's pivotal role. Zidane, in exchange for immunity, divulged the breadth of Camilla's deceit. Camilla evaded the clutches of justice by asserting a narrative of love, claiming Renee as her beloved, hidden beneath the guise of Braden to shelter their forbidden connection from societal judgment. Despite Camilla's claims of ignorance regarding Renee's ultimate fate, Renee's family harbored a starkly different belief. They viewed the contrived breakup as a vengeful act, punishment for Renee's decision to sever ties with Camilla. Consumed by an unrequited obsession, Camilla, unable to embrace Renee openly, crafted a digital mirage, a male persona embodying a distorted reflection of her desires. This tragic tapestry of deception culminated in the loss of a young life, extinguished by the shadows of a cruel illusion. In the years that followed, Camilla seemingly found solace in a conventional life, marrying a man and bearing a child, having concluded that the path of same-sex relationships was not hers to tread. Yet the echoes of this narrative linger, posing profound questions about the nature of identity, the boundaries of love, and the devastating consequences of deception.